Reaction is pouring in from all sides here in Washington on the Russia probe. Representative Adam Schiff is the ranking Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee. That panel is also conducting its own investigation into possible collusion with Russia and the Trump campaign. Here's part of what Congressman Schiff is saying about today's charges. These developments will and may have already generated new lines of inquiry for the special counsel and could provide invaluable insights on core issues we are investigating on the committee. Joining us now is Ken Cuccinelli, former Attorney General for the state of Virginia. Welcome back to the program.
Good to be with you.
These indictments led by Robert Mueller reveal what? There's nothing in here from the original intent of the special counsel.
That's absolutely right. Yeah, they really should have been brought by a different prosecutor in the Department of Justice. Mueller should have handed these things over. But let's face it, Manafort and his sidekick here, Rick Gates, they have had years and years of, assuming the indictment's correct, of tax evasion uncovered because he became the campaign manager for the Trump campaign. I know,
in 2016. That's right. There's nothing in here about collusion. So what do you think Mueller is doing? Do you think that he's applying pressure on Manafort to help get more information?
Let's start with just the basic truth. It appears to Mueller and the grand jury that these offenses took place, and therefore they're going forward on them. Okay, just basic prosecution. You and I have already commented we think it's outside the jurisdiction of the special prosecutor. That doesn't mean it isn't appropriate to prosecute. So that's one. But two, yes, it is leverage, or it can be leverage if there's anything there to leverage. There's no real evidence, even publicly and speculatively yet, that there is any organized collusion.
And that's exactly what Donald Trump says in his tweet. Sorry, but this is years ago, before Paul Manafort was part of the Trump campaign. But why aren't crooked Hillary and the Dems the focus? What do you think this suggests, this whole report? Does it suggest that he doesn't have anything on collusion?
Well, certainly with respect to Manafort and Gates, it does. There was one other indictment that didn't much get noticed.
Papadopoulos?
Correct. Mm-hmm. And all it was lying to the FBI. Mm-hmm. It could be nothing. It could just be lying to the FBI during the course of an investigation, or it could be the first item in a string of items, because he really is a small fry in any theory of Russian collusion. So, but we still haven't seen, we've seen two indictments now, and we still haven't seen any suggestion of actual collusion, not even a hint of it.
At a minimum, do you think that the president at the time, the candidate, used bad judgment by hiring Manafort?
Well, certainly as someone who was involved in that campaign, I worked for Senator Cruz in the latter stages of the campaign. We were all kind of scratching our head. He has worked at this level. I mean, but it's been since 1996. And, unconventional Donald Trump, and they were having their concerns with Corey Lewandowski. So where do you look? With 16 other players on the field, you're not going to necessarily go to one of their teams. So it was unusual, but not beyond the realm of possibility.
Of what happens in these kinds of campaigns.
Exactly.
Because as you just mentioned, that this is from 2006 to 2015. So if he had played in those levels in the late 1990s, he wouldn't have had these sort of these issues.
That's right. Well, he took his business in another direction, as we're now learning.
Made $18 million according to this indictment. All right, thank you so much for your insights.
My pleasure.
Cuccinelli.
Good to be with you.
Thanks.